Hi, I'm Anatole, and welcome to my reaction video to Neon Genesis Evangelion, Season 1, Episode number 17, if you can believe it. The two titles are The Fourth Children and The Fourth to be Qualified. Japanese title, Yonen Mei no Teki... Oops, stepped in it here. Yonen Mei no Tekikakusha. The score on IMDb is a little weak, 7.7 out of 538 votes. And before we begin watching, I have a brief message for my most regular viewer of this series. Kupunkt is his YouTube name. He asked if I had spotted something in the last episode. I told him that I would watch that episode a fourth time before recording. I did watch it a fourth time. I did not see or notice anything, so please don't tell me. If you said Kupunkt, you said there might be a little bit of a spoiler if you tell me what I missed. So if it's spoilerish, don't tell me. If I pick it up on my own, so be it. But otherwise, I'd rather just be surprised. Thank you for that comment, by the way. And anyone else who's still watching up to this point. Pretty incredible I've gotten to 17 episodes. This is the longest series I've tried to record. So, with that out of the way, join me in a minute and I will give you my reaction to episode number 17. Feels like a setup. Interesting question. Yeah, great dialogue. This is I don't have any room to talk. That was all info dump, all exposition, but it was done in a context that made it make sense. It's time for third act of the season, is what we're saying. Another battleship. What's this talk about another battleship?
5, 4, 3.
Nevada, okay, what? I forget, what was the USA doing? Were they testing their own Avas? Looks like a bomb.
Evangelion 4号機並びに半径89キロ以内の関連研究施設は
Right, they were testing an Ava.
夢はついえたわね。よくわからないものを無理して使うから。それはエヴァも同じだ。
That seemed like a pat way to dismiss it.
残った3号機はどうするの?
I think she knows more than she's letting on.
試作されたダミープラグです。レイのパーソナルが移植されています。
How do you do that? How do you transfer a personality? Okay. That would eliminate the need for a human pilot. So that's a big brain, and they're getting her cognitive patterns now, I see. Who's the child? American child? That sound, so menacing, that ventilating sound there. The sound design in this series is so good. That shut her up. And now we know what it takes to get Asuka to shut up. Yet Ritsuko's in the loop. Exactly. Left her hanging. She looks ready to cry. Like dominoes, those buildings. This is just like episode 2. Going to visit Ray with the sound, the construction sound. There she is. There's not an overwhelming thank you there. Who do we have lined up for this afternoon? 3 hours of staring at the ceiling. Oh. Wow, okay. So she's never said thank you for anything? Who's Seal again? I get confused by all these organizations. Huh. So Marduk was tasked with finding the children, right? Shinji's school is a place where they find the pilots? We have our pilot 4. Why would he know anything? Why would he know? His dad. Okay, that's nice. She can offer to make him lunch? She is. How nice of her. I think she likes him. Wake up! Yeah. There you go. You got it. That final shot always comes unexpectedly. Well, that was a very interesting episode. Join me in a minute and I will give you my thoughts and my review on episode number 17. Welcome back. And now my brief thoughts on episode number 17, the fourth to be qualified. I thought that we saw here one of the main themes of the series become a literal plot point. And by that, I'm talking about the theme of parenthood, something that's been running throughout the whole series, mainly through Shinji, but we have also seen it through Rei. And now we see that it's also in some of the other characters, including the character of Shinji's friend, who we are assuming becoming the pilot of Eva number 3. He will be the fourth child, piloting Eva 3 from the USA, and by that I'm referring to Toji. And why I say that this theme of parenthood has become now a literal plot point, we learned in this episode that the children of Shinji's and Rei's class appear to be the talent pool that they're drawing upon for piloting the Evas. Now, how Asuka falls into this category because she didn't come from that class, I'm guessing will be revealed later. But now the way that this plays into the theme of parenthood, it seems to be that every child in that class is missing a parent or both parents. So the class, I can't remember her name, if she's the class representative, has a conversation in this episode with Toji, and she talks about how she makes meals for her 2 sisters, and she's using that as a way to get closer to Toji by hinting that she can make meals for him. But the reason I bring that up is, well, why aren't her parents making meals for her? And we see that Toji's always visiting her sister, but where are Toji's parents? They don't seem to be anywhere nearby. And we know that Shinji is missing his mother. We don't know that she's dead. It's assumed that she's dead, but the mother's not there. And so it seems that maybe the children who end up in this class and are the pool for people who could be qualified to pilot an Eva, they all seem to be missing a parent. And so here we see that this idea that Shinji and Misato have become closer, and Misato becomes the mother figure for Shinji, is not an accident. it's by design, because perhaps that these children are all lacking parents plays into why they become qualified to pilot the Evas. The next point I want to mention is the scene from episode 16, the last episode, where Shinji had a literal birthing event where he saw his mother and then came out of the egg, the literal egg that was floating in the sky. And I talked about that being yonic imagery, which means the female body parts. And so again, that parentage, Shinji becomes the child of, I guess, of an angel. But now I have to wonder, was that not his mother that was trying to contact him, but the angel itself? Because that's what by they I mean Shinji's father, in their interrogation, their questioning of Misato, seemed to imply. So if the angel now has a connection with Shinji, are we at some point going to see some sort of twist where some of the Evas become, or the pilots of the Evas become aligned with the angels, and maybe even some of the angels go? So I'm wondering if some of these children will end up fighting each other, that we find that the people in Nerve are more evil, are actually the real evil, and the angels are just a benign alien force, and in some ways are more beneficent than Nerve, returning to the theme of mankind's worst enemy is mankind. I can see that might be a plot line that the show is moving towards, where we'll have Eva fighting Eva, and the real enemy is Nerve and not the angels. And then I commented on how this episode seems to mirror episode 2. We have the professor talking about second impact, I think. No, first impact again, giving another lecture on that. And we have another scene of Shinji going to Rei's apartment. But there the parallel ends, because in that, I believe it was like the second episode, it could have been a combination of episodes 2 through 4. In those episodes, Shinji was insecure, not very competent. When he goes to visit Rei, he makes a mess out of it, a bungle out of it. And here, the opposite happens. We see Shinji being very competent and very confident. And I think that's a way of showing the growth that Shinji has made. And also, we get, at the very end, a hint that Rei has also grown, because she's able to say thank you. And here, when she says thank you after Shinji leaves, I think she says that the first man also said thank you. And is she referring to Adam, which is the name of the first angel? So we're getting interesting parallels drawn between the angels and the society that has been created or recreated due to the interference or the contact with the angels. All these references to biblical occurrences. I'm still not sure why the show keeps referring to these, what parallel the story is wanting us to infer, but there is definitely some parallel being drawn, and we see it again here when Rei refers to first man and thank you. And that's all I got. So thank you, first audience, for joining me in my reaction and review of Neon Genesis Evangelion, episode number 17. I hope you will join me again. And until next time, take care and be well. Goodbye.